what's up, y'all? It's Charlie. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my delicious New Orleans Calas. Now, a Callas is a popular breakfast item from Louisiana, and it consists of leftover cooked day-old rice, eggs, sugar, yeast or baking powder, and a little flour, and the resulting batter is deep fried. Even though Callas originated in Louisiana, particularly in the New Orleans area, its origins can be traced all the way back to Africa in the 1800s. Africans, which were in the popular rice growing areas at that time, Louisiana passed slavery laws which allowed them to purchase their freedom, buy property, and even sell items for money. Some became street vendors, mostly women, and from there, the Cala was born. This popular breakfast item even became traditionally served on Mardi Gras Day and even on First Communion. This recipe calls for you to make about 14 to 17 medium-sized Callas. It's simple, easy, and absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all what you'll need to make your New Orleans Calas. Let's get started with our ingredients. You're going to need some day-old cooked long grain rice. And along with that, you're going to need some all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, instant yeast, whole milk at room temperature, 1 large egg at room temperature, vegetable or canola oil. You can also use peanut oil as well. You will also need some vanilla extract, butter extract, some ground nutmeg, and some confectioner sugar. And for your tools, you will need a medium-sized 4-quart pot or deep fryer. You will also need a mesh strainer spoon, a cooling rack with an 11 by 17 inch baking pan underneath it, and a small ice cream scoop. And there we have it. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alrighty, let's get straight to it. So in this medium-sized pot, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of whole milk at room temperature, 1/2 cup of warm water, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1/8 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to take my whisk and I'm just going to give this a quick stir. Alright, next I'm going to add 8 ounces in weight. That's about 1 1/2 cups of cooked long grain rice. I'm going to just add that right on in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick stir. And I'm going to let this simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes, stirring occasionally. Alright, I'll let this simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes and it is ready to go. Turn your fire off. Alright, now I'm going to add the rice mixture into this medium-sized stainless steel bowl. Alright, next I'm going to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1/2 teaspoon of butter extract. And since I'm from New Orleans, I'm going to sneak about 1/8 teaspoon of almond extract. Give it a little bit more flavor. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick stir. Now you're going to let this cool until it reaches a temperature of 120 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to make sure that you come back and you stir every few minutes. And you'll be good to go. Alright, now that we have this cool to a temperature of 120 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to add 1 large egg at room temperature, 1/2 teaspoon of instant yeast, and 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I'm going to just take my whisk and I'm just going to give this a quick stir. Alright, that looks good. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover this. And I'm going to place this in a warm spot for about 45 minutes to an hour. Preheat your fire to medium heat. If you have a deep fryer, preheat it to 350 degrees. Alright, so in this medium-sized pot, I'm going to add 48 fluid ounces of canola oil. Now if you have a deep fryer, you want to add oil according to your instructional manual on how much of oil to add into your deep fryer. And if you're using a skillet, you can add about 3 cups of oil into your skillet and you'll be good to go. Now you're going to let the oil get hot until it reaches a temperature of 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, it's been about 45 minutes now. Okay, now you're going to add 6 additional tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this one last final quick stir. And there we go, our batter is ready. Alright, here I have a small ice cream scoop. And I'm just going to scoop up a small amount of the batter. And I'm just going to take it and drop it into the hot oil. Now you want to do this as quickly as possible. Now, frying times vary depending on the amount of batter that you add, the temperature of the oil, and your stove, or your deep fryer, or your skillet. Now you're going to let this fry for about 4 to 6 minutes, or until they're nice golden brown. Now after about 3 minutes, you can just flip them over to the other side and let them fry. Alright, it's been about 4 to 6 minutes now, and our callas is done. So I'm going to take my mesh strainer spoon. Just going to remove this out of the hot oil. And I'm going to just hold it there for a few seconds to let some of the oil drain off. And as you can see there, it's a nice golden brown. That's exactly what we're looking for. And from there, you're going to add them onto your cooling rack with an 11 by 17 inch baking pan underneath it. Let this cool for about 5 to 6 minutes. Alright, here I have a mesh strainer. I'm just going to add about 1/3 cup of confectioner's sugar right on in there. And from there, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to generously sprinkle it on top of the callas. And after that, they are ready to be served. And this is how the inside looks right here, just in case if you were wondering. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. New Orleans Calas, made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. Now I have an official website for all of my recipes, including for these delicious callas. You can go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. Can't wait. Go ahead and take this one right here. You can see that's nice and soft. Woo! Well, I have powdered sugar all over me. But the callas is soft, it's moist, it's flavorful, and that powdered sugar on top, absolutely delicious. Like how the glaze makes a donut, the powdered sugar makes the callas. So give the recipe a try. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one. Peace.